So about that messed up story. Turns out, it got way more messed up. So, we'll establish Lil Dims, the idiot, the one that refuses to admit it's not me with the ID, regardless of the fact it screamed out, "You can't say that, you filthy Jiva," getting mad at me for being a human being because it's pissed off that the human soul of this body hasn't just, like, kicked itself out for its convenience. Like, it's actually that stupid. But anyway. So, interesting note about this thing. And it's really over personal interest in me. And in conjunction with the previous video, which I recommend, unfortunately, you watch, it's explicit content. I think this is the scariest thing that I could possibly have said. Oh, by the way, this idiotic thing actually presented, thinking that it was clever for doing so, Sakshabara, that it's smarter than Mantrabala, like 4 or 5 times. Like, and it thinks that it helps it. When, like, presenting Sakshabara of something that's actually literally impossible, like being smarter than Mantrabala, actually, like, worse than Doomsview, and it did it multiple times, thinking that made it more clever. But anyway, this dumb little idiot came up with this disgusting idea of M-worded teeth. Zinaparahanadot. I feel gross just saying it. And, alright, now, bear in mind what I just said, and keep in mind that I just referred to a video where it talks about people who know better, or that is to say, people who do that sort of thing, don't make sepe on Devil's Night, Halloween, and All Saints' Day. Now we're getting into Halloween season. Yeah? What about it? You don't really care about the fact I just blew up the fact that you want... Oh, yeah, I haven't actually talked about what you want to do with it. So, apparently, for the past 3 years, and maybe my whole freaking life, this little idiot thought it was hilarious to be pushing those M-worded teeth out of every ejaculation I've ever had. Because it thinks it's funny for that. And it's salty about the fact I'm wise to it and pissed off enough to, like, not even as a big deal because I'm a Buddhist monk, although it is a big deal because I'm pissed about it. Not jerking it for the next 6 weeks. So it doesn't have any opportunity to keep trying to do that BS. It's not fair. I need you. Why? Because you're funny and it's hilarious? Yeah. On that note of hilarity, so according to this little idiot that's whimpering about how, like, hilarious that is, it thinks, because it's anti-human, like, it's anti-human. It's just anti-human. It hates humans. It just does. But check out how stupid it is about hating humans. I don't know if it was always this specifically stupid, but it literally, as far as I'm aware, told Bill Cipher of Gravity Falls and elsewhere, and like basically everywhere elsewhere, but like, and everywhere not elsewhere. And anyway, that's actually, and every Asayabasa Akaza paradox space. That little idiot said Bill Cipher isn't allowed to determine his own opinion on Alex Hirsch, creator of the show, and if you were to consider Bill Cipher, which is not an unreasonable assumption, honestly, an Asavaya Deva, or a chaos god, an actual literal source of Puratana Bhakti, living legend faith, and that little idiot of an anti-humanist, says Bill Cipher isn't allowed to have his own opinion about the Jiva that wrote the series that supplies him with faith. Probably because that thing says if Bill is able to form a strong enough connection with that filthy, dirty little Jiva, then there's no way for it to be able to skim a little piece. Is that about right? No, that's not why. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, that has to be why. You little Bhakti skimming piece of not worth talking about, except the fact Bhakti skimming isn't cool. Didn't we talk about how that's not a franchise, Dip? We talked about how that's not a franchise. Definitely talked about it. And on top of everything, this little piece of... So wait a minute. Hold up. This thing that just said it's not how it is. That's because you, not necessarily the Jiva running the show, but you, the one that hates the Jiva running the show, reacted that way because the Jiva running that show called you out on stealing a Chaos God's faith, right? Because apparently that thing knows that Bill Cipher really is a Chaos God, and it just got freaked out because the Jiva called it out on trying to skim faith from a Chaos God. That it literally said didn't have a sense of humor because Bill Cipher didn't think this dude jizzing M-worded teeth had any tanmata parihasa, or hasi, I could be wrong about the word, that is to say potential for entertainment. It said Bill Cipher's boring! Boring. That little idiot called a Chaos God boring for not thinking it being allowed to continue pushing its nasty out of my D. Anything but without potential for entertainment. Do you even realize what you've done, oh you idiot that screamed out, "How dare you, you stinking Jiva," at the end of my last recording? Huh? You confessed to probably already skimming and being scared of your skim being interrupted of the Chaos God Bill Cipher because of being butthurt that he's not unallowed to have his own opinion about the human writer of the show. Enjoy.